logic. And I think logic is, it's a part, it's derivative, it's logical, it's linear, it's based on your past experiences. It's like every experience you have, your brain records it. And so when we're making future decisions, it sort of computes all the past experiences, and it sort of projects forward and says this is the logical choice. But sometimes the logical choice does not feel like the right choice, um, or the best choice, even though it makes logical sense. So that's when where intuition comes in. And intuition, I believe, incorporates much bigger levels of intelligence. So, for example, logic might use your conscious brain, and which we know is, based on a lot of kind of studies, it's normally said to be like between 5 to 7% of all of our awareness, um, is accessible to conscious brain, whereas like the remaining 95% is unconscious. So intuition will take all of that into account. So you might not know why you know something or why you feel something, but it's taken all of that information into account. And also, intuition will also incorporate all these kind of subtle variables. It's like a supercomputer. It's comparing like a normal computer to a supercomputer, like a quantum computer. It's sort of taking in a lot more variables than your logical brain is able to use and interpret. So it's making those decisions from that kind of bigger, vaster place of knowing. So you can, they say, even like, whenever we make our decisions, they tend to be based on emotions, and then we use logic to justify it. So learning to trust that bigger, the vaster aspect of yourself is a very powerful tool to have. It gives you a way of trusting yourself and making the best decision for yourself, even though other people's advice or your logical mind might not always be able to explain why something's happening in a particular way, or why you feel in a particular way. But it's just learning to trust that. And I always, use this way of projecting forward, as in what would happen if I make the logical decision, what would happen moving forwards, like in the future, like 4 to 6 years, 4 to 6 months in the future, um, or a year in the future. And then if you take the other decision. And another thing that I came across, which has helped me to be more trusting of my intuition and take those bigger leaps, is that knowing that certain resources will only become available when you're in that place, when you've taken that decision. It's like when you say, oh, I can't do this because I don't have these particular resources. But they only become available once you are in a different emotional, mental, energetic state. So when you stay limited, your resources will stay limited as well. So that's another way to get you to sort of be a little bit braver in trusting yourself. And but I also don't want you to do anything that is totally frightening, because it's learning. It's a process. It's learning to trust yourself. So take small steps, like follow your intuition in smaller things, um, things that are less consequential in your life, not such, don't have such a huge impact. So learning to trust yourself in smaller things and see what happens, see the outcome, see how your life flows, because you've trusted your intuition, or you did something different because it just felt like, or the right kind of thing to try. So just start to feel that, to experience that and see what happens, and that will give you the courage and the confidence to start to trust your intuition a little bit more over time. And um and for me, intuition definitely is a lot more powerful. It's a lot more powerful way of living than just following logic. Logic is like a part of it. It's not like, I'm not discounting logic. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just one part of our vast intelligence. So to base everything on that one little piece, um, is limiting you. Is keeping you in a very small kind of container, whereas you could be living in this big, vast universe of possibilities. So that's everything for today. So I am actually going to talk more about logic and intuition moving forwards. Thank you. Bye.